All right, welcome back. So we are going to do a service, and this time we are going to use the load balancer type. So what I want you to do is create a new file here. We'll just type service load balancer, and I want to tell you that we're not actually going to be able to complete this service type here. At least we might do it in another follow along if it is easy, because we might launch EKS. And if we do, then it'll be an opportunity for us to use a load balancer. I'm having a really hard time typing this, balancer.yaml, okay? And so we'll go over here, and again, if you don't know how to get there, we'll type in Kubernetes service to go to the official documentation and see if we can grab some code to work from. And so I'm gonna just type in load balancer, because I just want an example of one. Maybe we can click through here. And so here's an example. We'll go ahead and copy it, and we will paste it in to the file here, and we'll change the name. So service load balancer, and we need the selector to match our actual application here. So we'll go back here and paste it on in. Whoops, we'll try that one more time. If that doesn't work, it was just right click copy, right click paste. Gives us less trouble here. And so there's a few things here. We have the ports. So again, it's like, what port is it running on? So this would be port 8080 for our service. Target port would be 4567. Notice that it's specifying a cluster IP address, and then we have a type load balancer, and then we have status load balancer ingress IP address 192.0.2.127. So what is going on here? Well, the thing with service load balancer, it's used for connecting to an external load balancer. So the idea is that you do something like in AWS would be Elastic or ELB. So if we go here, those are the load balancers for AWS. So if I go here and create a load balancer, we're not going to do this right now because it's not going to work if we do it this way. But the idea is that AWS has load balancers. There's Nginx, right? Nginx has their own called Nginx Plus, all right? So that is a load balancer that we could use. Or if you're using Azure, it has a load balancer. If you're using Google, it has a load balancer. And the idea is that you can have the load balancer from the service provider be used to distribute traffic and make sure your application is highly available, which is recommended for production use case. And if you were to use one, you'd be using the network load balancer, because I don't think you can use the application load balancer in this way. You always have to use like a T3 or sorry, level 3/4 load balancer, because application load balancer is a bit more tricky. But the idea is that when you launch this here, right? And if you like, if we were using EKS, right? So we'd launched up an EKS cluster, which is a managed Kubernetes service, and we were to launch this load balancer, it would automatically provision us a network load balancer and would connect it, okay? And so this configuration is going to vary based on your provider. So if we go back over to here and look at load balancers, notice down below, it tells you that if you go here and you look at GCP AWS, there are some very particular configurations, or for if you want logging or stuff like that. So we're not exactly going to be able to do this here, but we could try running this. I don't know what we'd have to do for the cluster IP here. I mean, I guess it's the cluster's IP. So if we go to our cheat sheet, maybe we can get some information here. I don't know if there's like cluster commands. Maybe we can do kubectl cluster info and see what there is. So I'll go here and type in micro K8s. Okay, and so, I mean, it's running on 127.0.0.1. I don't know much about this because I haven't really done this yet, but maybe we'll know more when we go through here. But I figured we just try something here. I don't think we always need this value here, so I'll go ahead and delete this, and we'll just see if we can actually run it. If it doesn't work, I don't care, but I just wanted to give it an attempt here to show you. But hopefully you understand the idea behind the service load balancer, that it's for connecting to an external load balancer service. We'll type in kubectl. I'm going to type in apply-f. We'll type in K8s service load balancer YAML, and we'll scroll up here. And so what we can see here is that it says the service is invalid, cluster IPs, invalid value, failed to allocate this value, the provided value is not in the range. Okay, so what if we just go back and put this value in? Again, I'm not a networking expert, so I'm not sure what we can put in here. But I'm going to try it one more time and just see if it even works. Okay, so we can't do that. So I'm not sure what to set for this right now, but if we do get EKS set up, we'll give this a go. But I just wanted to show you the service load balancer, or just make an attempt here and explain why we're not going to be able to do this locally. Now, technically, we could probably set up Nginx Plus because it is open source and you can deploy it. So if we did like Nginx Plus Kubernetes load balancer service, there is a tutorial for it on Nginx, right? So we could do this, but it's a lot of work. I just want to show you kind of the diagram they have here. So you can see that you have Nginx Plus load balancer going to the controller, going to the pod, and I guess the SVC somewhere here. That's not a very good diagram. But if we go down here, it should have all the instructions. Nope, this is not the right one. Maybe it's this one here. I have the link on my other computer. I'm just trying to find it very quickly here, just to kind of show you how many instructions there were. Maybe try this one here. They're not making it easy for me. So I'm just going to pop on my other computer here just so I can see what the link was that I was looking at. And so I'm just going to double check here. Nginx Plus, load balancing Kubernetes service. I'm going to just see if I can find the link here. I think it's this one. Yeah, this is the one. So if you were to follow this, I think this is how we could actually install a load balancer to test it out. But it's a lot of work and it's out of the scope of this course. So I just kind of want to show you this article, show what they're doing. So here they say, okay, we have some nodes here. And actually that's something that we haven't even done is ever ran this command. So let's go back over here and take a look at the nodes we have. Oh, sorry. Micro K8S. Okay, so we have one there, which is kind of interesting. And then down below, we've actually never ran API resources. Might be fun to run. Again, micro K8S, we need that in the front. This is a command that does show up on the exam, and so I probably will make a separate follow along and show this more. But this shows us all the, I guess, API endpoints that are available and things like that. If we go back over to here, first we choose the first node and add a label to it, so they label it. Here they're using replication controllers, which I think are old. I don't think you're supposed to use replication controllers anymore in Kubernetes. They are replaced with replica sets, which is what we cover in the course. Okay, so they basically make a replica set, and what that is doing is launching Nginx Plus as a pod in your cluster, okay? And I guess you label it because maybe you're targeting a very particular node for it to run on. And then what you're doing is you're grabbing the Docker image. So you're saving it. I guess they're loading it. They're configuring Nginx because you probably have to configure information. So you'd put the stuff in there. You go ahead and create the replication set. It's a replication controller, but I'm going to say replication set. You can see that the pod is running so that you have a load balancer. Then you are getting the node information, so you're getting the external IP address of it, and then you're able to access it. And so I guess here they're creating the service. So this one, I guess, would be the load balancer one. I don't see the type, so this is a cluster IP address because we don't see the type there. This is cluster IP none, so that makes it a headless one. I'm just looking to see if they do load balancer here. Okay, so this is definitely not an external load balancer because if it was, they would use load balancer. But I guess load balancer can, well, I mean, I guess it is, but I guess load balancer can only be used with public cloud service providers, like the ones that are defined over here. If we go back up to the list, right? So we don't see Nginx Plus in the list here. So I think that Nginx Plus is a load balancer that you can use. But I guess that would technically be an internal load balancer because these are all external ones. So just to confirm, I guess I was wrong with Nginx Plus, but it is interesting to see that there. But yeah, so the service is really only intended to be, the load balancer type is only intended to be used with external ones there. But that's all we need to do for that one. And there's one more type for Kubernetes, which is external name, and I guess we'll give that a go next, okay?